Alright, how we doing? My name's Torii. I'm going to start off with a quote for you today. If this works. No? There it goes. Alright. This is by Eleanor Roosevelt. It's about fear. That's what I'm going to be talking to you about today. You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop and look fear in the face. You are able to say to yourself, I've lived through this horror, and I can take the next thing along. I think that relates to pretty much everything you take on in life. Any new adventures, anything you feel uncomfortable with, you're going to have kind of a fear towards it, at least in my opinion. I'm going to tell you a little bit how I got my first fear, how I overcame that fear, and how to go into the next fears you get into your life. Okay. I had a fear of rides and thrills, and as you can see, this little girl is just how I was on every roller coaster and thrill ride my entire life. I was that kid that you guys all hated, would run to the top of the ride and be like, oh, I'm going to ride it, and then I'd sit there and cry like a little girl and run back down, and everyone would make fun of me. Well, the way I got that fear is, I'm sure a lot of you have been to Las Vegas. Unfortunately, I was only 13 when I got my fear, so I didn't get to party too much in Vegas. But I got my fear with my friends, a couple of my friends, and my family. As you can see, my friend Mike, he's not the best looking kid, but yeah, he's my best friend. We were at Circus, the Adventure Dome. Sure, some people have been there. The roller coaster there, I don't know the name of it, but that's where my fear got started. Pretty much was waiting to get on, and I was like, he's like, let's ride this ride. So excited, ran up there. And I go, you know what, dude, I don't like it. I'm not going to ride it. I don't like not having control of a situation. If that roller coaster wants to go off and kill me, it's going to kill me. I have no choice. Can't duck and roll, not 007, and ain't getting off the thing. Pretty much he forced me on the ride. I was sitting there crying at 13. Yeah, I was a girl. Just saying, no, I don't want to go. Dude, stop. And, everyone made fun of me. Pretty much got pushed into the ride, ran back out the other side and took off. And was like, I'm not coming back. Ran all the way to the hotel room. Ever since then, I was afraid of rides. Okay, so that's where my fear came from. Now I'm going to tell you about how I conquered my fear. This is the ride where I conquered my fear. I don't know if anyone knows what this is. I know it's a real hard picture. I don't know what you want to refer to it as. It's called like a bungee swing or whatever you want. Pretty much you're strapped in a harness across your chest. It's like a giant unitard, I guess. I don't know what you want to call it. And you pretty much go up there and it pulls you 200 feet in the air and lets you drop. Okay. So it took place at Six Flags, California. We walked in, a couple of my buddies were like, dude, remember in Vegas when you freaked out and cried? Yeah. That was awesome. Like, I'm not afraid anymore. I was young. I was about 17 this year. So pretty much they kind of pushed me on this ride. And I was like, you know what, I'll go. Not a big deal. So basically, like some people are in their speeches, they're all fidgety. That's how I was when I got in my little unitard waiting in line. I'm sitting there fidgeting. There's a harness, and I'm sitting there pulling the harness, just trying to, oh, okay, whatever. So I'm pulling the harness and stuff, and so we eventually go on this lift. They hook you up to the ride. Pretty much pull you all the way up to the top, and I'm sitting there freaking out. I'm like, all right, 200 feet in the air. I'm a little scared right now. Okay, so I get to the top of the ride, and they count down. They go 3, 2, 1, and you're supposed to pull your harness and let you go. Well, my buddy Mike, the guy I previously showed you on the previous slide, was supposed to pull his cord and let us go. Well, since we were both screwing around, the cord didn't work. So he pulled his cord, and I'm like, dude, stop screwing around. Just pull the cord and go. And so he's pulling it, and I can see it out past his shoulder, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's not working. He's like, pull your thing. So I pulled my thing, and it wouldn't go. We're stuck. And the guy told us at the beginning of the ride, if you guys don't pull the harness, you guys are waiting up there until it's done. So I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to die up here. They have no way of getting me down. I'm just going to sit here and die. So basically we're sitting there and the guy's like, please pull the harness over the intercom. Everyone's like gathering around. They're like, these kids won't pull it. They're scared. And I'm like, no, we're pulling it. We're like 200 feet in the air trying to scream at them, telling them we're pulling it. It didn't happen. So they had to lower us back down. The way that you get lowered back down is if you can't pull the harness is like 10-foot jerks. So literally it's like 2-minute ride down just going irk, and just going. And so it's like a car crash every time you hit. And so I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh my god, this is the worst thing in my life. I really just swing. So we get all the way back down to the lift. I'm freaking out still. And I look over at my buddy Mike and I go, dude, are you sure you still want to go back up? And he's like, yeah, let's go back up. And so they reset our harness. We go back up. He pulls it, we fly, I'm here today. Basically, I might have peed my pants a little bit on the ride, I'm not going to lie to you. We did go home after Six Flags, it was mighty scary, but that's how I conquered my thing. I went to the slide a little too early, so I'm going to go back. Basically, that was how I conquered my fear. Since then, I've never been afraid of roller coasters or anything like that. Even though I am still scared to go on them, I'm still going to do it. You have nothing to lose, and it's just like every fear you approach in life, okay? I gain probably a new fear every year. Last year was I moved away for 6 months by myself, lived in hotels, and worked a job by myself for 6 months. No contact with anyone. It was crazy. It was scary. I did it. Latest fear: breaking up with a girlfriend for 4 years that you were with. You break up with her. Scared that you're not going to get back. Probably never will. But 4 years later, I mean, stuff eventually works out. So the thing is the journey of fear, I think, is scary to people before you take it. Okay, but it's never as bad as you eventually go through it. After you get off, you're like, oh, it wasn't as bad as I thought. That's how fear is, and I think that's just how we all need to approach life. So basically, back to the quote with Eleanor Roosevelt, you gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you face fear in the face, or really stop and look fear in the face. So I think we just need to all approach fear more often and overcome our fears. Thank you.